Good evening, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Tonight on the SEC ESPN Network, it's college basketball. As the 4-3 LSU Tigers out of the Southeastern Conference take on the 2-5 Southeastern Louisiana Lions from the Southland Conference. Come on inside the Maravich Center, everyone, with former Tulsa Golden Hurricane, NBA, and college basketball analyst Victor Howell. I'm Len Rollins. Victor, there's been a steadfast player for LSU in backcourt, Jordan Wright. He's a transfer from Vanderbilt, but we're going to see him off the bench for the first time this year after 7 starts.
Will Baker is the team's leading scorer, but Mr. Consistent so far this season for the Tigers has been Jordan Wright, the former Dunham Tiger from Baton Rouge and Vanderbilt Commodore, second on the team in scoring at 12 points a game. In his last 3 games, he scored 15 points in each of those games. He also leads the Tigers in assists and in steals so far this year.
And leading the Lions this year, junior Roger McFarland. He is scoring 15 points and grabbing 6 rebounds a game. Both of those numbers are team leading. He was a first-team All-Southland Conference preseason selection. LSU in white, the Lions in green. And we are underway as Will Baker wins the tip for the Tigers. LSU is coming off a loss on the road. Williams uses a pick, takes it down inside, scoops with the right hand, and scores.
Well, other than the tip, only one Tiger touched the ball in that possession. That's Williams. We got a nice screen up top, and Baker was able to drive the lane.
Here's the Southeastern lineup. Eastman, McFarland, Woodard, Robury, and Caldwell. It's the 3rd time this year that the Lions have used this starting lineup.
Caldwell was able to get his way into the lane and get that bucket for the Lions.
10 on the shot clock. Nobody down low. A 3 ball from the outside is good. Ripped home by Tyrell Ward, a 6'6 sophomore from Washington, D.C. And Victor, 3-point shooting has not been good for LSU this year. Here's a 3 ball from the left side. That one is banged down by Alec Woodard. Here's the LSU lineup, and this is the first time that this quintet has been together on the floor at the start of the game. Williams, Wilkinson, Reed, Ward, and Baker. Here's another 3 ball.
Here in the first 1 minute and 20 seconds of the ball game, LSU has matched the number of made 3-pointers they had at Syracuse, where they went just 2 of 22. And it was the first time in 3 years that they shot less than 10% from the 3-point line, and already they've taken 2 and hit 2.
Well, so far, nobody is missing much. LSU, the last 2 games, just 6 of 36 from outside the arc, but a much better start tonight.
Quite honestly, the 3-point shot is something the Lions are looking to improve on as well. They've had their struggles throughout the first part of the season from deep.
Shot clock at 4. Fadeaway 3-pointer comes up a little bit short. Offensive rebound by LSU, and that's a big one by Wilkinson to keep this possession alive. Reed stepped on the baseline and gives it up. Here's David Kiefer in his 5th season as Southeastern Louisiana's head coach. 20 games under 500, but a lot of that, Victor, is because they play a murderous schedule outside of the Southland Conference.
This season is a great example. 3 of the first 12 games are played in Hammond, so 9 of them are on the road. They've already been out in the West for a big swing here in Baton Rouge. They're going on the road again. To stay on the road, actually, with this, they're going to make their way up to Ruston. They're going to be at Murray State as well.
Matt McMahon in his 2nd season, 4 games under 500. LSU got off to a wonderful start in non-conference play last year, but then, of course, had a great deal of difficulty against SEC competition. Reed takes it down. He collides with the defender. Let's see which way this goes.
They're going to call a block on the Lions. But get down there was Alec Woodard trying to get position. He had Wilkinson running on the left side. In fact, Milani was calling for the alley-oop, but it was Woodard that stepped out to try to force him to make a decision, maybe a little earlier than he wanted to. Reed decided to keep it and draws the block, so he'll go to the free throw line.
LSU only shot 10 free throws on the road at Syracuse, making 7 of them. But they have been really good getting to the stripe prior to that game, making 118 of 163 free throws. That's 72.4% as a team, and any coach will take that.
LSU's defense can force the Lions into a little more of a set offense. One thing Southeastern wanted to do coming in here was try to set the tone and play a little faster pace. They were able to do it on the first couple of possessions. Let's see if the LSU Tigers can slow it down a bit on defense. Oh, what a beautiful entry pass. Roberry did a nice job of blocking out, but you've got to give credit to that assist, throwing it away from Big Will Baker, and it led him right to a natural spin to the glass for the easy put-in.
4 points for that young man. And a traveling violation will give it back to Southeastern. The traveling call on the Tigers in the lane against Jalen Reed as he fell down. We have played a little more than 3 minutes, 9 apiece in the early going. Both teams are shooting really well. Southeastern 4 out of 5, LSU 3 out of 4. Williams with a running flush. The backboard is still reverberating, but the Lions bring it quickly down. They can't get a 3 from the near side.
How about the great hustle by Williams? Not only to get the steal and then with the huge finish, he then outruns 3 players back down the floor to get in the defensive position.
That's 1-2. Shot clock at 10. And they get it low, and with the left hand, working hard against the glass is Alec Woodard. He's got 5.
Woodard just showed nice patience. Looked like he might be stuck in the lane. Wanted to find somebody to bail out with a pass. But then he saw the avenue where Will Baker stepped aside, and he took that one small avenue. It was enough to get him to the glass.
These teams have been going at it hammer and tong in the early going. Will Baker fights his way in, shoots with the right hand, and has the soft toe to go down. The 7-foot graduate student from Austin, Texas, by way of Texas and Nevada. A 52% field goal completion rate over the course of his career, and that was a sweet shot with the offhand. But Southeastern comes right back, and they are getting inside quite frequently on the LSU defense.
We could have some fun if this game could keep the pace they're going right now. I know that's a hard ask, but LSU shooting 83%, Southeastern shooting 86%.
Caldwell saved that last ball. 10 points in the paint for the Lions. Only 6 for LSU at this time. And again, they take it inside, and they are getting there with great frequency. That was Roger McFarland, and he is quite capable of doing that.
And Alec Woodard's had a couple really nice assists looking down there. One was a lead pass over the lane. That time he zips to the baseline, and now a steal for the Lions.
Baker is double-teamed and did not feel the man coming from the backside. Eastman with that last steal. They get it low again. Baker defending the kick out. 5 seconds to shoot. Eastman fades, fires over the much taller Reed. That didn't hit anything. It's a shot clock violation. 14:20 to go in the first half, and we'll take a timeout. The Lions are whispering the chords right now and lead LSU by a score of 15-13 in Baton Rouge.
Live sport.
Practice since then, he's been with the team, but he's not on the floor. We had a chance to say hi to him earlier. So right now, it's still kind of basically day to day. And the unfortunate thing in that North Florida game, yes, LSU won the game, but for Collins personally, his season high was 11 against Mississippi Valley. In that game, he had 9 points on 6 of 8 shooting, was well on his way to surpassing his season high until that incident happened. And he said as soon as he hit the backboard, he knew what had happened.
It is a very painful injury. He is on the road to recovery. We asked him if there was a timetable for return, and he said no.
It's definitely something you don't want to rush back, but they will be ready to welcome him back. He's playing some good basketball and a good 6'9" frame. He's another one of the bigs who can run the floor.
LSU takes it baseline, now kicks to Williams. He's open from straight away. No good, and the rebound is tipped to Southeastern.
Those are the three that LSU needs to be able to hit. Swing the ball around, and Mike Williams is standing there wide open. He hit one earlier in the ball game, but those straight on looks, those are the ones the Tigers need to get to convert.
13:40 to play, first half. Southeastern leading by a bucket over LSU. Woodard gives it up to McFarland. Drop step inside, some contact, and a wild shot offered by Woodard. That one had virtually no chance to go down. Right on the move, scoops and scores.
Now Jordan Wright comes into the game having sat on the bench for the first 6 minutes, and immediately down the floor off the bad shot by Woodard on the other end, takes it coast to coast.
He had 74 starts at Vanderbilt. Did Jordan Wright before transferring to LSU this year. There is a whistle away from the ball as Wilson was holding it at the top.
And that's going to be on Jordan Wright because he's now battling the big man with Will Payton on the bench. Jordan Wright is going up against Brody Roberry. Watch him in the lanes. He's trying to get position. They're going to bump once, then you're going to see he's going to shove him out of the way and pulls it back. Yep. That's what the official sees, that inside hand, grab the arm, and pull him backwards.
A three from the corner is overshot by McFarland. Saved momentarily, but now the LSU Tigers come the other way with it as Ward lopes into front court. Tyrell takes it to the left side. That's where Wright is waiting. They kick it back out. Reed won't shoot it from there, but he puts it on the floor, scoops with the left hand, and drops it in off the window.
Tough for a defender when you see a big man like that with handles, a little crossover dribble, and then he explodes down the lane. And with that long reach, he's able to put the ball in the outside hand and put it up and in.
Carlos Paez in the game. He's got the ball right now. His nickname is Chino. This is Paez with 7 to shoot. 4 to fire. A fader off the window. Good. Sweetly kissed home by McFarland, and he's got 4. 17 each. Reed waiting for a teammate. This is Wright. And a push off as Reed was dividing defenders near the free throw line. Now we'll take a timeout right here. Could it get any closer? The answer is no. 17 apiece. Southeastern and LSU going at it in the first half in Baton Rouge. Like converted by Nick Caldwell. Caldwell has 7 points. He joined the 1,000-point club in the last game for the Lions. And he is about to become the most veteran Lion of all time. He's 2 games behind the record holder, Marlon Veal. We remember him, a cat-quick backcourt player. He played in 132 games, did Veal, during his career. That's the Southeastern record. But Caldwell is in his 130th tonight.
He crossed the 1,000-point career mark, too. It was his very last field goal in what was a dominating win over Southern from New Orleans. He hit his last shot that put him over the 1,000-point mark.
Paez misses the 3.
Foul was called on Avery Wilson. You might see on Avery Wilson, number 1 for the Lions, who was a 6'4" graduate guard. He played at Boston College back in the 18-19 season. You think, well, what are 23-24? So that's quite a while, right? Well, he suffered a horrible knee injury 3 seasons ago. So you got to go back to the 2020 season when he suffered a knee injury, and he has been battling now for 3 years. And you see how heavily bandaged it is. But to his credit, he has fought through the injury. He has shown a lot of patience. And they said he is as healthy as he has been in a long, long while. It's really good to see him back on the floor after what he's gone through.
No question. He's really 1,000 days away from the game and more. Baker was open on the wing. Now goes low. Baker clears out. LSU can't get that to go, but gets a fortunate deflection. Baker, 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles, 4. Spins, kicks out, open 3, right side. Yes! inside and then outside, and finished by Jordan Wright.
Yeah, that's a great read there by Baker, knowing that he had one defender who was bodying him up, and as soon as the second line came in, he kicked it out to the open man, and Jordan Wright was just standing there waiting.
We've had 8 ties already and just 40 points scored evenly between these teams. The largest lead for both teams has been 3.
Right, needed that three-pointer for LSU, trying to get going on his outside shooting. That's his 10th make of the season. He's only shooting 28%.
I think we're going to have a blocking foul on Will Baker.
Take another look at it. Watch big number 9 in the white jersey. Kind of sticks his arm out there as well. It's kind of a half block but a half reach in with that left arm going up there and making contact.
By definition, he definitely was not set in order to draw the offensive foul. And we've got a wrestling match going on in backcourt. And the possession arrow is going to favor the home team. Tied at 20. 9:35 to go. Victor Howell and Rollins with you. Thank you for spending some time with us. Call a buddy and tell the game's on. Wright dumps it down to Baker. The lefty puts it on the floor once, twice. Makes a big move and draws the foul as he scores. He's got size, he's got power, he's got some mobility, and he's trying to use it against these Lions.
Yep, take a look as he just, again, patiently dribbling, waiting, trying to find an avenue across lane. He does it with that long reach. He's able to skyhook that one in. It's one of the better things that Baker does, in showing that patience in the lane, knowing he's going to get contact.
I used to shoot a hook shot, but it was known as the land hook, not the sky hook. A three-point play the old-fashioned way for Baker. LSU has scored 6 straight points to take a 3-point lead. Tigers trail 20-17. They now lead 23-20. This matches the biggest lead for LSU and Southeastern. Baez finds an open man in the slot, and a little jumper by Woodard is good. Alec Woodard has 7 points. That was a nice, patient setup for Southeastern.
It was, and Woodard should not be that open. LSU had a man that just lost him, and he was just able, number 20, able to just roam his way right into the middle. How about Will Baker then stepping out and hitting a long 3-ball?
Baker shot that one from Port Allen. 26-22.
Count the basket. They're going to call a foul on Trey Hannibal underneath the basket for a collision with one of the Lions, but the shot had been released. So count the bucket for Baker in front of the foul to Trey Hannibal. And that's something that Will Baker needs. You know, we've seen him on a couple of games when he has been Mr. Everything, double-double, Mr. Efficiency all over the floor. But then he's had a couple of games he'd rather forget. And one of those was the last outing against Syracuse. He was just 1 of 5 on the floor and had 3 points and 3 fouls in 16 minutes of action.
Hannibal, Stewart, Wright, Baker, and Fountain on the floor for LSU defensively. Eastman, Paez, Robury, Woodard, and Caldwell for Southeastern. Hannibal got a piece on that as the teams were battling for the rebound. He kept it alive, and it's going to go back to LSU.
Paez, who I know you said his nickname is Chino, had a nice drive there, but probably should have taken that shot off the glass and tried to float it up and in. A better angle would have been a little backward shot from about 8 feet.
Baker faces the bucket, tries to back his way in, and loses it out of bounds. Boy, when Baker and Robury start colliding, that's 2 big land masses.
That absolutely is. 2 heavyweights get out of the lane. Watch him try to make the move. There's a hesitation dribble. Tries to get through. You see he's got his arm kind of caught there with Robury, and that's how I just lost it out of bounds.
It's like tectonic plates going against each other. 26-22. This is the biggest lead of the game. LSU on top right now. 8 minutes and a few seconds to go in the first half. That pass was a good idea, but too low for Robury to go down and get. Wright loses it on the other end. The teams gift each other turnovers. Woodard kicks it back. Deep deuce in the air. Rebound bounces all the way out to the key where Baker is there after the miss by Caldwell. And we'll take a timeout right here. 7:40 to go. First half. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the site tonight. LSU 26, Southeastern Louisiana 22 on the SEC ESPN Network. Seconds to shoot for the Lions. Trailing by 4. 3-ball up, and the 3-ball rattles out, and a tip, no good. Another tip attempt, no good. But it's controlled by Southeastern.
Caldwell might not get the next bucket here for the Lions, but he better get the credit for keeping that possession alive.
Indeed. LSU was fortunate that the Lions could not convert and get points out of that possession as we slide under the 7-minute mark in the first half. 3-ball up quickly from the left wing, and it misses badly as Carlos Stewart couldn't find it. LSU now is 4 for 8 shooting from out court, which is much, much, much better than recent performances. There's another strong bucket in the paint, and that is just something that LSU has not been able to stop so far. The last bucket by Caldwell. He's got 9. Mountain gives it up to a cutter left side, kicks it back out deeper. 3-ball long. Stewart has missed the last 2.
Carlos Stewart has taken 2, and neither one of those have been close. He was playing at Santa Clara. He was shooting 40% from deep. So far this season, shooting just 29%, 5 of 17, now 5 of 19 from three-point land with the 2 misses tonight.
Robury facing the bucket, but Baker right there to thwart him. 6 seconds to shoot. 3-ball on the way, and no. Strong rebound by Hannibal, the little guy, comparatively speaking, with a strong rebound. 5:25 to go. By the way, stick around at halftime. We've got a very interesting guest, Bob Starkey, associate head coach of the women's basketball team at LSU, will be our guest. What a career he's had. Helton was fouled as he scores with the left hand from the left side. That's his first bucket.
Beautiful bounce pass, too. Watch on the cut. The one-handed bounce pass that splits 3 players, an LSU Tiger and 2 Lions, from Trey Hannibal. And he gets them on the move. His fountain goes up and under.
Robury with the foul. LSU can take a 5-point lead at the free throw line. 5:11 to go in the first half. These Lions have been gritty and very, very good at shooting from short range. LSU coming into this game was 72.4% from the free throw line, and that's very good. This is the largest lead. It's only 5, though, with 5 minutes to play in the first half. This for 3, right side. Baker clears it after the miss by Cam Burton, who had 19 against Southern New Orleans.
Thank you, sir. You take over for a second. I'm going to do a little maintenance here on the floor. Okay?
This is not your specialty.
No. But I'm going to get it rigged up here. Hold on a second. I'll tap it, make sure it's working.
Okay, yeah, it's working.
We're good.
Yeah, this is our crowd mic.
I got it.
Well done, sir.
I got it.
We'll get a shot of it a little bit later. Now the real engineer comes over, and there's a real 3-ball thrown in by Roscoe Eastman out of Marietta, Georgia. That's his first bucket of the game. It counts for 3, and all of a sudden these Lions are within a hoop. Here's Williams. He'll take the 3. Got it! 1-3, swapped for another.
And that time he had Cam Burton right up in his grill, and Mike Williams just shot it right over. Good confident shot.
7 for Williams. 4 minutes to play. We're going to get a foul on LSU. That's Hunter Dean, a 6'10", graduate student from Mandeville, Louisiana. And we'll be back with 3:52 to go in the first half. LSU 32, The Lions of Southeastern, 27. At 9. And LSU has its biggest lead, 34-27. 3.5 to play.
Another Tiger is picked up after a cold game up in Syracuse with just 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting.
Wilson retreats, 4 to fire. 2 to shoot. Little jump hook off right. And they're going to say a shot clock violation. The Lions opened the season with a 90-71 win over Delta State, and then suffered consecutive defeats to Auburn, 86-71. BYU, 105-48. 65-63, the loss to Santa Clara, very close there. And another close loss to Western Michigan, 68-67. Both of those games were winnable by the Lions. And then losing to Tennessee State, 91-77, before walloping Southern New Orleans, 101-55.
2 home games. Now they're playing in Baton Rouge. They'll be back in Baton Rouge in a week to play Southern. Then they go to Ruston. Then at Murray State. Won't return to Hammond to play a home game until December 20th. By the way, just a point of reference on that last shot for the Lions. The shot hit the rim. It wasn't a shot clock violation. They actually called a foul on Roger McFarland, number 3. That's why LSU's down shooting free throws.
And Ward converts both. And these last couple of minutes have been profitable for LSU in terms of stretching the small lead. It's now 36-27.
Since the 7:40 mark, from that timeout, LSU now is on a 14-5 run over the Lions, which is what's allowed them to get this 9-point separation.
And 7 straight points over the last minute and 20 or so. The last tie was 20 apiece. Since then, LSU has 16-7 advantage. A block from behind by the Tigers.
2 blocks on that possession. It looked like Avery Wilson might have gotten a shot across the nose, too.
Hunter Dean with the one that gave LSU the ball.
Dean had his shot blocked by Alec Woodard.
Southeastern would like to close out by stringing 2 or 3 buckets together. Plenty of time to shoot. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half.
They started this ball game early, too. 1 of 2 from the 3-point line. They keep wanting to shoot from the outside. Now just 2 of 9 since that fast start.
And both these teams have it. That was Cam Burton on the last bucket. He's got 2 points. The lead is 7 for the Tigers. Wilkinson sets up in the near corner, but now they'll throw it off the shoulder. Unforced turnover as Reed could not control it.
A little too much heat on that pass from Jordan Wright.
And a 3 ball is hammered home by Cam Burton. Cam Burton with back-to-back buckets, 36-32. Here comes the Lions. A 9-point lead has been cut to 4. Mike Williams, kick out left side. And a 3 ball will help LSU a lot. That one coming from Jordan Wright. He's got 8 off the bench.
That's his second of the ball game. LSU now 6 of 12 from behind the lines. A team that has been struggling woefully as of late from the deep ball, shooting 50% from behind the 3-point line.
And we've got a foul on the floor away from the ball.
This will be on Mike Williams underneath where the defender got tangled up and sort of one arm from down to the ground.
If you joined us late, Jordan Wright, who had 7 previous starts for LSU, did not start tonight. But he's come off the bench to provide make it 8 points. Mike Williams has 9. It's Williams, Wilkinson, Wright, Dean, and Reed on the floor defensively for the Tigers. 7 to shoot. Down to 4. Fadeaway jumper, rims out. Dean with a strong rebound. He'll bring it up court himself as he brings it across the midcourt line. And LSU will take a timeout with 26 seconds left. 23 on the shot clock. and a time to discuss the final possession. Well, Victor, we talked about it earlier, but for those who have just joined us perhaps, the only win in this series in 14 tries by Southeastern came exactly 57 years ago today, and it was the very first time these teams had ever played basketball against each other. That was in 1966. A 1-point win for the Lions.
13 times since then that they have played. LSU has pretty much had their way with the rest of the series. Wish they played more. We realized that the first match was 66, and then here we are in 2023, and this is just meeting number 15 when you're separated by, what, 40 minutes?
Right.
45 minutes if there's traffic on I-12. You're right down the road. I'd love to see it match up a little more.
You can even make a Crackling stop and make it in 40 minutes. You know, all of the games...
Or you go to Hi-Ho.
Yeah, that's true.
You go down you got to make one trip to Hammond just to have a team meal at Hi-Ho. Get some barbecue, right?
Well, exactly. And starting in January, the strawberries will be coming in.
That's right.
By the way, all of the games have been played on this court. Every game between Southeastern and LSU has been here in Baton Rouge. 3-ball, long, with 8 seconds to go. The ball is on the floor. 5 seconds. Clock still. And finally, they tie it up. The Lions are going to have it with 2.2 seconds to go.
Boy, the Lions could have had it with about 7 seconds to go, but for 5 seconds, there were bodies rolling all over the floor trying to get possession. Good hustle by everybody trying to get out there, but it did tick off about 5 or 6 seconds off the clock.
Jalen Reed had his hands on it for LSU, and he mimicked an electric worm for, 3-4 seconds at least. A 7-point lead.
If they look to throw to the big man, who then will distribute it to somebody breaking down the floor. Nope, they go short.
And a 60-footer is in the air, and it misses over the backboard, and we are done in the first half.